What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement is still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Go be with the man on your list. The picture comes from a movie called Nobody's Fool. You see Omari Hardwick, there's a Tika Sumpter, and come on, Tiffany Haddish. So there's a particular part of the movie where Omari Hardwick's character falls out of love with Tika Sumpter character. Tiffany Haddish's sister. Tiffany Haddish said he touched her in a sexual way. He didn't. She believed her sister, and then she treated Omari Hardwick's character like trash because of it. And you can look up the scene on YouTube. Just type in Omari Hardwick, Nobody's Fool. And he basically says at some point, look, what I'm not going to do is be treated badly by somebody I was just trying to love. So he was like, I'm out. And part of her response was, yeah, he didn't fit the guy or the ideal of the guy that's on her, that she made a list about, he needs to be this, 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 this. He didn't check off all of those boxes. So he wound up telling her, go be with the guy on your list. And what you've noticed is, over the last few years since the pandemic, more of the manosphere has gone mainstream and it's blown up. And there are people who aren't even in the manosphere who are blowing up using all manosphere content. So the black manosphere is becoming part of the daily conversation. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, right? And because of the high value man thing. And that goes back to this particular movie scene where you see the ladies talk about their ideal man, And the problem that the guys keep bringing up is, since you're average and I'm average, or you're above average and I'm above average, you still need something more than me. So go be with the guy on your list. And the problem is these ladies can't be with the guy on their list. And I would make an assumption. I'm just saying this is an assumption that the guy on her list doesn't exist. Personally, I think that these ladies' ideal guy is an amalgamation of guys that got away that she didn't know how to treat right in her own life, just as an individual. So he needs to remind you of, maybe this celebrity you had a crush on, but he has to be like this guy who really had love for you, but you weren't mature enough to reciprocate. Or he has to have the standards of this other guy that you really respected, but you were never with. Sprinkle in like daddy or uncle or big brother. Sprinkle in the guy that you might have broke his heart, and then you hate big head, you hate big head. Text him, you're a ghost rider. You tried to ride back to the guy that you ghosted, or ride the guy that you ghosted to get him back. Whatever you want to call it. But guys are like, listen, man, I can't be that. There is no way I can be the guy in your mind. There is no way I can be the guy on your list, because the other problem with this list is you keep adding things to this list. Now, there's nothing wrong with evolving and growing as a person. You might realize, okay, that might be a little too much, and I should have went for this instead of this. So you might update your list resume. But the problem is when you keep adding on and you take nothing off, it gets ugly. So you want these guys to love you and be in love with you and be in relationships with you, but you won't respect them until they fit your ideal of what your fantasy real man should be, when even with you it's ever evolving. So he's never going to be that, because guess what? You have to meet your fantasy man, and he has to evolve the way that you mentally would want him to evolve. That's ridiculous, and you might be a bit of a control freak, to say the least. Um, so we got to take that a little step further. And with that, I say this: there comes a point where, just like in the scene in this movie, um, he told Amari Hardwick's character told Tika Sumpter's character that he was in love with her, and he was walking off, and she was like, "But you said you loved me," and he walked right back to her, and he said, "And you think that's enough? Bye," and he walked off. And don't be so caught up in the idea of what your Prince Charming should be, that you think all you got to do is love him, and if he doesn't fit your idea anymore, you get to throw him under the bus, and he'll come back at any time because you love him. He's not like a dog fetching a stick. It doesn't work like that. But I'll stop right here. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. I'm going to move to the next subject. Catch you on the next one. Peace.